What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my channel, A Journey to the Fitness. My bag has changed a lot in this year, and I wanted to go over, especially with there being a tournament on Saturday, what I am throwing. And I just realized that I did this video before, and my putters are actually in my basket over here. So we're going to walk over and look at my putters real quick. I do have a Marshall in here too that I don't throw just for practicing. But my putters are Wardens for normal, turnovers, and if this is my old one, so if that Lucidex isn't feeling good, I will always go back to this one. And the putter for my glow round. Made that quick and concise. The rest of these discs might not be concise. I'm going to try to keep it concise. So, alright, my upshot discs. Before we get to those, these are my upshots. I do Tour Series Lunas. I actually have another one in my car that I'm thinking of switching this one out for. I don't know yet. I'm still figuring it out. It's green. I don't want to lose it, but it being fall now, it's easier to lose these than it is to lose that green one because the green pops and sticks out. But don't know. This one I'm definitely keeping in the bag. This is my understable one. I can turn this one over. It's just older than this one. Yeah, I really like my Tour Series Lunas though. I know I'm throwing those off of like 3 or 4 holes at Rolling Hills. So yeah, I drive with those. Next, we're going to go to, I guess these are still approach discs. Some people classify them as putters. Some of them call them as approach. They're my wind discs. These are my 2 zones. I carry 2 of them. Reason I carry 2 of them, kind of like the Luna. One's understable, one's stable. One I can push out a little bit farther and it comes back. The other one's definitely straighter. I can throw flexes with one of them, and the other one it won't really flex back. I mean it will, but it's a lot less of it's got a lot less stability. This is my straight one. I throw this one. Actually, I'm actually probably going to be throwing this one at the tournament. It's either that or a Luna, depending on the wind. But there's a good chance I'll be throwing this one on Saturday. This one is a stabler version. It's not used as much. You can definitely tell it's not really broken. And I don't actually grab this disc that often because I generally grab this one. Like I said, if it's windy, I'm grabbing this one because this one will not flip over, but the wind will mess with it enough. It'll still come back, but the wind will have it kind of doing one of those. This one's so pretty new, stable, it just kind of goes, nah, forget you, wind. Nah, fam. Sorry. Alright, we'll go to pretty much my favorite mid-range, at least for right now. Yeah, I used to throw Emax. Now I throw these. These are buzzes. This is a regular buzz. This is a super straight. This is my flippy buzz, even though it's a lot newer. This is actually very, very straight to understable. This one is understable because it's older, but it still fights back. I'm still probably going to bring an Emac in my cart on the off chance that I don't want to throw this one. Because there's a hole in particular, hole 3 that I'm thinking of, or hole 4. Yeah, hole 4 that I'm thinking of. That I don't need this next disc, but I need something a little bit more stable than these, depending on the wind. So we'll go with my single one of these. A lot of mine, I have doubles of a lot of stuff in my bag. One flippy, one non-flippy, but this I don't have a second one in. I am working on getting a prototype, which I've heard are more stable than this one, but it's the Malta. This disc I might actually be throwing on hole 4, depending on the wind. I haven't decided yet, just because I'm still trying to look into some things. So But I really, really like this disc, this Malta. It's kind of like a rock, kind of. I want the prototype version because this one is a little bit hard to forehand. It gets a little squirrely on me. In my zones, I can only get about 230 roughly. These I can push out to 250. There's a certain hole that I'm trying. There's actually 2 holes on the course where I'm going back in between discs of this one and a Firebird, just because these are pretty stable. This one's getting a little bit more understable, so I do need to figure out. I need to find me a prototype of this if I really, really want to. Yeah, so that's pretty much this disc. This disc doesn't come out very often because I can do a lot with my buzzes, but on the off chance of wind and whatnot, this disc is in my bag. Alright, my last 2 mid-ranges. Sorry, I'm actually looking at, okay. I got a guy's disc in my car that I found at Rolling Hills. I've been talking to him, trying to get it back to him. I think we're meeting up Saturday, but he just messaged me. This disc, actually, I'm only throwing on 1 hole. And I have 2 in my bag because I don't know which one I'm going to throw. In all reality, this is the one I want to throw. But being that I turned this one over a little bit more, especially in wind, it being... what plastic is this, actually? I cannot tell what plastic it is because it's a double stamp. So it says, but there's writing over it. So I don't actually know what plastic this is. I know this is tournament plastic, but this one's a little bit less stable. The guy I got it from said that it was mint, and it does have this little nick here, but that doesn't really bother me much. It still flies relatively new. Pretty much just like this one, just a little bit flippier because of it being a less premium plastic. But so those are my mid-ranges, and on to the bulk of my bag. I know mid-ranges are not the bulk of my bag, surprisingly. So as of right now, unless something changes, and something is actually in the mail to possibly change, if it comes in right now, I have 2 Undertakers. Stable one, stabler one, still fights back for me. I throw this one more often than I throw this one. This one's just really stable, and I haven't beat it in enough. I can still get it to do this, what this disc does. It just doesn't. I had to throw it a lot harder to get it to do what this disc does. But this disc is pretty beat in. So got my 2 Undertakers, which I throw a lot. I'm actually working on getting a second one of this one, which will probably push certain discs out of my bag. Good thing I have a cart. If you guys didn't know, I'm using the Ranger bag. Probably should have said that. I got my Ranger, Dynamic Disc Ranger bag. But this is pretty much my go-to. There's 2 or 3 holes. I'm going to be throwing this one. Really, really like this disc. I have one coming in that's not new, that was used, that I'm really looking forward to trying out. Because if it's a straighter version of this, it'll be perfect, and it'll actually probably push this next disc out of my bag. And that is the Vandal. Really, really like this disc. I can get it to go really straight. It's still a little bit stable, depending on how I throw it. I'm an AM3 player, so I'm not super consistent. But when I get this disc to release, this disc is one of my farthest flying discs. I really, really enjoyed this disc. I can also get it to turn over. It's just a really, really good disc. I really, really enjoy it. It'll be a sad day if I find a musket that's different and I have to take this out of this bag. But Once I beat it in, it was supposed to be a turnover disc because it is the same, aside from speed, it is pretty much the same thing as this disc. This disc is a Maverick. These two are the ones I'm turning over the most. I can get this one to turn over, it just fights out of it. This one just turns over no matter what I do. So, depending on wind, these are the two that I'm using. I really like this disc though. And for my final fairway, my bread and butter, I don't throw this disc very often, at least not at this course. The course I play almost every morning, I throw it a lot, and it is a Sexton Bird. I love these discs. I have 3 of them, all different years. I have a 2020, I have a 2017, I think, and this has the 2017 stamp, but I was told it was a 2018. But I love this disc. I love these. That's why I picked up 3 of them. They're so reliable. And like I said, actually, I am throwing this disc on one hole. It's the hole that I'm deciding if I want to throw my Malta or this one. It would depend on wind and really if I can just hit my line. If I'm feeling like I can hit lines today, I'm probably throwing this one because I can get aggressive with this one. The Malta is just kind of a upshot, or a placement shot. So, okay. On to the discs that I don't use very much. And I hate to say it, but I might be taking these 2 out for the tournament. These are my Hades. I'm probably taking this one out, at least for first round. I probably won't have these in my bag. I do right now. Just because they're 12 speeds and it takes a lot for me to get them up to speed to do what they want to do. Once I get them up to speed though, they're great. But I have 2 Hades. I really like these. Try to throw these as much as I can, honestly. But for the tournament, they will probably not be in the bag. 2 discs I am deciding on, and I'm hoping I can play later today. In fact, I am going to go play later today so I can figure this out. Is I have 3 discs right here, and they all are pretty much the same. I have a Paige Pierce Nuke, and I have an Enforcer, and then I have a Raider. Now, why do I have 3 of the same discs in my bag at the current moment? This is a backhand, and this is if there is a lot of wind. This one is pretty domey. I don't know if you can see that. It's got some pretty good dome, so it feels weird with my forehands. And it's super stable. It's a Raider. Raiders for my arm speed are very stable. I think it's actually more stable than Destroyers that I used to try to throw. So I have those in. So I have that in there for wind. These 2 are for forehand because I don't like throwing that one forehand. I have an Enforcer and I have a Nuke. They're a little less stable. They pop up to flat a little bit better. So when I'm releasing through, especially on hole 2, is actually why I thought of bringing these. Is like I said, and I'm going to be throwing them today to figure it out which one I want in my bag, but it's going to pop up to flat, and they'll actually ride a little bit through the opening and then spike where I want it. Because 2 is a dog leg right with trees that kind of outline it, and they kind of come this way a little bit, so I need something that'll get over a little bit. If I throw that Raider, it won't get over. I have to throw it on the tree, over on the tree line of this side, and I don't want to do that. I want to just be able to release it, let it come through, and spike down. So that's what these 2 are for, just to figure out which one I want. I want more, pretty much. And my last disc, and I know I'm throwing these a few times. I don't know which one I'm throwing. That will come when the shot comes, but I have some Onyxes. I really like these discs. They're a slower speed. I'm not throwing super high speed much at the moment. But I really, really enjoy these Onyxes. I have a Proto coming in, which will replace this one for right now. Just because it's more, the Protos are more stable. At least the ones that I've thrown are more stable, so I will have this one and a Proto one if it comes in on time, but if it doesn't, I will throw these, and that's pretty much my bag for the tournament. For this tournament, I tried to come up with, I'm trying to come up with the same discs of different stabilities, like I hear a lot of pros do. The other portion of that is I'm trying to figure out what disc to throw on every hole. If I like how an Undertaker throws on a hole, but it's too stable, well then I grab my, I just saw my Undertaker, but my Flippier one, where I can get the same flight, but the result that I want. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what's going to be in my bag. So essentially, it'll be my exact bag that I have, aside from these Hades will be in the car, just in case I want to throw them for second round. I don't think I will, but I always want to bring those because these are money. I really, really like these. The only reason I'm hesitant to throw them is because they're 12 speeds, and I don't have that fast of an arm. So, but those are money. I love those discs. Those Hades fly amazing. So I try to stay within 10 and down. But that's pretty much my bag for the tournament. Yeah, that's it, guys. Let's see how I do. Peace.